Have you ever felt a heaviness in your home that you can't explain? A tension that lingers no matter how much you pray? I know I have. I remember a time when my kitchen, the heart of my home, felt like a battleground. I'd cook meals for my family, but something always felt off, like an unseen presence was watching me. I'd pray, I'd worship, but the feeling wouldn't go away. It wasn't until I discovered a hidden danger that I realized the enemy was using my own kitchen against me. And today, I'm going to share that truth with you. Hi, I'm Eli from LWN, and in this video, we're uncovering the hidden danger in your kitchen that demons love, and C.S. Lewis's truth to break free. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was a 35-year-old single mom who loved the Lord with all her heart. She had a small apartment, a sweet 7-year-old son named Noah, and a kitchen where she poured her love into every meal. But for months, Sarah had been feeling a heaviness she couldn't shake. She'd wake up in the middle of the night with a sense of dread, like something was lurking in her home. Her son Noah started having nightmares, waking up crying about a shadow man in his room. "I don't understand," Sarah would whisper to herself as she stood in her kitchen, chopping vegetables for dinner. "I pray every day. I read my Bible. Why do I feel so oppressed?" One evening, as she reached into her pantry for a jar of spices, she noticed something strange. A small decorative figurine shaped like a frog, a gift from a friend who'd traveled abroad. She'd always thought it was cute, but as she held it, she felt a chill run down her spine. That's when she heard a whisper in her spirit. Not a voice, but a feeling. This doesn't belong here. Sarah's heart raced. Was this frog figurine more than just a decoration? Was it possible that something in her kitchen was giving the enemy access to her home? The Bible warns us in 1 Peter 5:8, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour." The enemy is always looking for an open door, a way to sneak into our lives and create chaos. And sometimes that door is right in our kitchens, hidden in the things we use every day. C.S. Lewis, in his book, The Screwtape Letters, wrote that demons love to use the things we least suspect to gain a foothold. Keep the human surrounded by harmless objects, he wrote from the demon's perspective, and they'll never notice the spiritual chains we're building. For Sarah, that frog figurine was just the beginning. There were 5 hidden dangers in her kitchen that demons were using to oppress her family, and the first one might shock you. What could it be? What's in your kitchen right now that the enemy might be using against you? I want you to take a moment and think about the items in your kitchen. Is there something, a decoration, a spice, or a tool that makes you feel uneasy? Write, "I feel a heaviness" in the comments below, and let's start this journey together. Sarah stood in her kitchen, holding that frog figurine, her heart pounding. The whisper she felt, "This doesn't belong here," echoed in her mind. She'd always thought it was just a cute decoration, but now she couldn't shake the feeling that this object was more than it seemed. She set it down on the counter and opened her Bible, desperate for answers. Her eyes landed on Deuteronomy 18:10-12, where God warns, "There shall not be found among you anyone who practices witchcraft, for all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord." Sarah's breath caught in her throat. She'd never thought about it before, but frog figurines are often tied to pagan rituals and false gods in some cultures. Could this be the first hidden danger in her kitchen that demons were using to oppress her family? That's right. The first danger in your kitchen that demons love is any item tied to false gods or occult practices. This includes decorative figurines shaped like animals or deities, like frogs, owls, or even small Buddha statues that might seem harmless but have roots in idolatry. The Bible commands us in Exodus 23, "You shall have no other gods before me." When we keep these items in our homes, even as decorations, we create confusion in the spiritual realm about who we serve. Sarah realized that by keeping that frog figurine, she'd unknowingly invited the enemy into her kitchen. That night, she threw it away, praying, "Lord, I only want things in my home that honor you." As she did, she felt a slight shift, like a weight lifting, but the heaviness wasn't completely gone. There were still more dangers to uncover. The second danger in your kitchen is certain foods or spices with spiritual attachments. In some cultures, foods or spices are offered to idols before being sold, carrying spiritual influences that demons can use. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 10:20-21, "I do not want you to have fellowship with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons." Sarah remembered a jar of spices she'd bought from a local market during a trip abroad. She'd thought it was just an exotic blend, but now she wondered if it had been offered to idols. She threw it out, praying over her kitchen, and felt another layer of tension ease. The third danger is kitchen items acquired through dishonesty, like a stolen utensil or something bought with dishonest money. Proverbs 10:2 says, "Treasures of wickedness profit nothing." Sarah had a set of fancy knives she'd taken from her ex-husband during their divorce, even though they weren't hers to take. She'd kept them out of spite, but now she realized they were an open door for the enemy. She returned them, repenting for her actions, and felt a new peace in her kitchen. As Sarah cleared these items, she started to feel a difference. Noah's nightmares became less frequent, and the heaviness in her home began to lift. But the enemy wasn't done yet. One morning, as she was making breakfast, she noticed a small dream catcher hanging above her kitchen window, a gift from a co-worker who'd said it would bring good luck. She'd kept it because it was pretty, but as she looked at it, she felt that same chill she'd felt with the frog figurine. Was this dream catcher the fourth danger in her kitchen that demons were using against her? What other items were hiding in plain sight, inviting the enemy into her home? I want you to stand with me. Hit that like button, subscribe to LWN, and declare your faith in the comments by writing, "Lord, I'm ready to fight back." Let's take back your kitchen together. Sarah stood frozen in her kitchen, staring at that dream catcher above her window, her hands trembling. The chill she felt wasn't just her imagination. She remembered something Jesus taught in Matthew 6:24. No one can serve two masters. You cannot serve God and mammon. Dream catchers, often tied to spiritual practices outside of God's truth, were a doorway for the enemy. The fourth danger in your kitchen that demons love is any item tied to superstition, like dream catchers, good luck charms, or crystals meant to bring positive energy. These things might seem harmless, but they pull us away from trusting God alone. Sarah took the dream catcher down, praying, "Lord, I trust only in you," and threw it away. As she did, she felt another layer of oppression lift, and Noah's nightmares stopped completely. The fifth danger is clutter that creates chaos. A kitchen filled with unnecessary items, old utensils, expired foods, or broken appliances can become a breeding ground for spiritual disorder. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 14:33, "For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace." Demons thrive in chaos, using it to distract us from God's presence. Sarah had a drawer full of old, rusty kitchen tools she never used, and a pantry with expired cans she'd been too lazy to throw out. She spent the afternoon decluttering, praying over her kitchen, and felt a new clarity in her home. As Sarah cleared these dangers, her kitchen transformed. The heaviness was gone, and her home felt like a sanctuary again. But the real change came when she learned C.S. Lewis's truth to keep her kitchen and her life protected. C.S. Lewis wrote in the Screwtape letters that demons hate a life fully aligned with God because it leaves them no room to attack. A human whose home is a fortress of the enemy's peace, he wrote from the demon's perspective, is a place we cannot enter. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 6:11, "Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil." Sarah started praying over her kitchen every morning, dedicating it to God. She replaced the dream catcher with a small cross above her window, a reminder of who she served. She kept her kitchen clean and clutter-free, using it only to create meals that blessed her family in God's name. One evening, as she and Noah sat at the table, eating a simple meal she'd made, Noah looked up at her and smiled. "Mommy, the shadow man is gone," he said. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, Lord," she whispered. "We're free. I want you to take action today. Go through your kitchen, remove these 5 dangers, and pray over your space, inviting God's peace to fill it." Write, "I cleared my kitchen," in the comments below, and let's celebrate this victory together. This is Eli from LWN, and I'm so grateful you joined me today. Your kitchen is meant to be a place of love and peace, not a battleground for the enemy's schemes. At LWN, our mission is to carry the message of the Bible to the next generation, so hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon to never miss a video. Keep fighting the good fight, because you're not alone. God is with you, and He's already won the victory. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong in faith, and let's keep walking in His light. This next video is handpicked just for you. YouTube knows you'll love it. Or dive into this C.S. Lewis playlist for even deeper wisdom. And hey, don't leave without subscribing. Your journey has just begun.